but one of our biggest strengths in these first 3 games has been just sticking with it. Having some, showing a lot of resilience and showing trust in each other. Even after those breakdowns and us having some struggles. And I think that's what happened at the end of the game. We had some breakdowns, some miscommunications. One guy pulls over as the low man, and then the next guy wouldn't sink, and then they end up getting a dunk. And we had some miscommunications just in each quarter of the game. And I just think that last couple of minutes, once again, we was able to just buckle down and show some trust. We could have easily just continued that, but the low man kept coming over, and when the game was pretty much on the line, then the guy was like, he trusted the next man to do his job, and we did it. And when we did that, we was able to come up with stops, and just understanding that they're a team that likes to play fast, and in transition, those teams usually have a hard time getting back and defending when you push the ball back out. And we was just able to get stops and not turn the ball over and get shots up, and we was able to score.
Tim, can you talk us through the three-pointer there over Walker late in the fourth quarter?
Just that we won the challenge, and then we inbounded the ball, and I just kind of was looking at the floor. And the other night against Phoenix, I had it going, and I was waiting for them to run somebody at me, and they did. So tonight, I was assuming that they would do the same thing. So when I brought the ball to the floor, I just kept telling Ant, if somebody run at me, I'm not going to throw the ball where they run from. Make sure that you flash high, and I'm going to throw you the ball, and I'm going to space out and just attack. And once I got there and I was taking a couple of dribbles and I realized they was just going to, pretty much let me be on the island, at that point I was just like, I'm going to just try to get to whatever I want to get to. If I attack them and I end up getting a foul, or if I get to the rim and they help, then it's a play to be made. But I was able to get some space and get off a shot that I was comfortable with.
Chauncey said that they were planned for that last play for you, but then you ended up kicking out to Jeremy, similar to kind of what happened with Ant the other night as well.
Yeah, once we set up for the last play, I could tell by how Pat Beverly was guarding the side out of bounds that he was going to jump it when I came back up. So part of me was going to fake up and just catch it on the wing, but then I didn't want to end up getting buried and getting trapped right there and be in a bad position and us, have a turnover or not get a shot up. So I just ran up high knowing that Jeremy was re-screening for me and going to be on the block. And it was just like last game. I thought about sprinting down there to get the ball, but once I was standing at the three-point line, I realized that, it was just spaced out. Everybody was hugging their man. And it was just, him and Brian one-on-one. And, once I saw the kind of, conviction that he was jabbing and moving with, I was like, it's not like, he didn't look uncomfortable. So I just kind of let him do what he did, and he got a basket. And then it was just get one stop for the win.
Hey, Dean, we've obviously seen you do this so many times. So given the context of being out for a lot last season, what's been the key of just hitting the ground running and showing what you've normally been doing?
I just think it's my time away. I let it be my time away. I wasn't, coming back into it like, oh, I got to prove myself. I got to do this. I got to do that. I think once I knew better than anybody knew that I'm hurt. You know what I mean? Like my body is messed up. I had my abdominal injury. I had other things that had been nagging over time that would have sounded crazy for me to speak on when I was struggling at times last season. Just because I had never spoken on it. So I just didn't say nothing, and, I just took it on the chin and said, all right, I'm going to have, had this surgery, and I'm just going to take from now until the next season to just not rush myself, but I'm going to prepare. I'm going to spend time with my kids, my wife, and my family. I'm going to take some vacations. I'm going to map out my schedule, and just doing those things correctly and recharging myself physically and mentally. I knew that I had a plan set up to where once the season did come around, it would only be a matter of time before I was able to, find my stride.
Damian, defensively as well, that last possession, you got kind of isolated with Braun, able to force a tough shot.
It's not as difficult when a team only has, 3 seconds on the clock. It's like you got to guard your yard for just a few, 2 dribbles maybe. Only thing for me, I just didn't want to let him get downhill. He caught it with his back to the basket, and I just took up that space and, didn't allow him to line to the rim. And I just contested it as good as I can. But I think our team in general has just been, we've taken the challenge defensively. This is our second game where it's been like, all right, guys are going to attack us. They're going to look for matchups. You know, we're going to struggle sometimes, but we got to just keep coming. You know, if they calling guys up in the pick and roll, switch and take the challenge. And I think our team has just done a great job of that overall. So we just got to continue building on that and having that mentality.
Dan, what does it mean to have a guy like Josh Hart who comes and gets 16 rebounds, only takes 5 shots in his 36 minutes?
I love Josh Hart.
Yeah.
I love Josh Hart. You know, when we first got together as a team, you know, we was playing pickup and doing things like that, and he was just like super emotional. You know, it was like we was in the playoffs. How much he cared about the pickup games. He'd kick the ball and get mad and like, you know, kick a chair over and stuff like that. And I'd be looking at him like, man, this dude kind of crazy, you know. But, just being on the floor with him, you know, through the preseason and through these first couple games, it's like he's a winning teammate. You know what I mean? The way he plays the game, he plays hard. He's physical. He does everything that you ask him to do. He's, you know, got his teammates' best interest. He communicates, and just being on the floor with him, I love playing with him. You know, even though it's early in the season, I love, you know, being his teammate and being on the floor with him just because of what he brings to our team and the way he plays. You know, it makes it fun to be on the floor with him.
Thanks, Dan.
What's been,
Oh, last one.
what's been a key to the early season success for your team?
I would say just our trust and our togetherness. You know, I remember my 4th year, you know, after we had a huge roster turnover. After my 3rd year, we brought a lot of new guys in, and we spent a lot of time together. And it just felt like we all felt like friends. You know, we were all young at the time, so it didn't quite carry over to start the season. And I think this feels like that. You know, we had a training camp on the road. There was no family there. We spent a lot of time together. A lot of guys was in town early before the season started, and guys would be getting shots up early in the morning, and then we would be eating breakfast, and then we would play pickup, and then we would be shooting free throws, and then everybody sitting in the locker room just chopping it up. Then we eat lunch after that, and it was just like we had been spending so much time around each other, and then going to Santa Barbara and spending more time around each other. I think it allowed us to, you know, be at the dinner table a lot of times, you know, 15, 16 deep, and to just get it off our chest, you know, and say what we expect, say what we think, and challenge each other. And everybody, you know, put their hand in and was like, all right, this is, you know, I'm gonna commit to this. You know, this is what it has to be. And it wasn't fake. You know, it wasn't no team meeting and all that type of stuff. It was like everybody got to say what they had to say. And, you know, Nurk was like, man, I appreciate everybody saying all this stuff, but y'all better really mean it when it comes down to it. And I think everybody's kind of taking that part of it personal, like to really mean what they said and to really step up and, you know, be a part of the team and be willing to do whatever. And it's not going to be easy to sustain that, but right now we've been able to do it, and I think it's leading to a lot of success for us right now.